Well, hello. I'm sorry, I didn't get a countdown from this silly thing, and so I didn't realize it was actually recording. I'm Scotty, and welcome to Scottie's Toy Box, and I'm glad you're here. I'm recording this because the last week and a half has been horrendous, and I just don't feel like sitting down and typing all of that out. I'm going to be honest with you right now. A lot's been going on. Now, I'm sorry for the glare in my glasses. I can't do anything about it. One of the first things that happened about a week and a half ago is my good glasses, the one lens, it had no rims or anything, and it was just hooked into that little thing. Well, it just came right loose. So I put it away until I can either get the doctor to fix it or scrap the whole thing. So I have to have an eye appointment. Well, I have to anyway because I'm diabetic and I have glaucoma and that. So we're trying to keep the old eyesight going. Here, if I keep my head down like this, then you guys don't get the glare. I actually could take my glasses off because it's not like I need to see you. Everything turns into a blur when I do that. Excuse me for a second. That's my other half, my very, very good lover, who just told me I did a very good job. So just let me write thanks here. I do love him more than I can possibly say. So let me tell you what's been happening over the last week and a half. Well, first of all, I got ill. My anemia kicked up and I didn't have any resistance, and James came home with a have to move the cat a little bit there, sorry. James came home with a stomach virus and diarrhea and throwing up and whatever. And of course, if there's a flu or a virus or whatever, I'm gonna get it. I think there's somewhere in my contract that says Scotty gets everything, except the good stuff. But anyway, yeah, I did. I started to feel very poorly. Well, the doctor was already on top of it because they'd done blood tests and they knew I was not right. So, double vitamins, Ensure and Glycerna, and so that started. Well, at the same time, my main computer, blogging computer, seemed to go a little bit hinky on the fritz. And I said, well, let me see. I'd start it, and the screen would say it was on, but nothing on the screen. Just blank. Sort of like me first thing in the morning, just kind of blank, So I would have to restart the computer 3 or 4 times, and finally it would come up. And sometimes I'd have to unplug it and plug it back in and that, Well, this went on for about 4 or 5 days, and then just not working anymore. And I checked the graphics card and it was hotter than all get out. I mean, yeah, if you're a religious person, well, the devils themselves would have a nice fun time on it. It was just simply roasted. So I thought, well, heck, I've lost my goddamn graphics card. So I took it out. Now, this is a 9-year-old computer. I've kept it going, and it does all right. I'm not upset with it. So I thought, well, now what am I going to do? Well, first of all, after it all cooled down, I said, let me see if I can install new drivers, because it couldn't seem to find the driver. And I thought, well, that's really odd. If it can't find the driver, then must be a fault in the computer. So I reset the computer. First I did the system restore, and then I did a complete computer reset, and then I just dumped the dang thing. Well, I keep backups of everything, so it doesn't really matter. I've got a little cat here. I wish you could see him. I'm just going to turn this camera for a second. He's down here just trying to get as lovely as he can on me. Anyway, so, well, I dumped the computer and that didn't work. And then, you know, this is where I got stupid. I forgot my old tech training. I have another computer with high definition graphics. So after I'd taken the card out and put it away and shut off that computer, I brought out my laptop. Now, I haven't been using my laptop because I have a motherboard problem on it. It was expensive, but it's getting a little old itself, and after I threw up inside it due to a medical procedure, and you don't really want to know about that, and the cat sure don't because he got covered, they put in a bad board. And the dang thing cost me quite a fortune, and I won't buy another laptop. Well, why would you today with iPads and all these other Surface Pros and all these pads? You don't need a laptop. You need a couple good desktops and whatever. You want to go out with something and that, you take your pad with you. Well, anyway, I got it out and reinstalled the operating system and everything else in it, and I thought, well, we're back up online. Here we go. And that was like 4 days into this, and I was starting to feel better. Well, no, it didn't quite work that way. A day and a half later, the laptop just crapped out. Totally. Well, Ron was going to buy me a brand new supercomputer. We had one picked out, and it was $831, had a 4 gigahertz 8 core processor, and I mean 8 cores, wow, and it had 32 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, this thing was sweet. But he went to get the brakes fixed because they started squealing, and when he was in there, the guy pulled the front rotor off and it just started to fall apart in his hand. Now Ron was right there watching. They didn't take him for an advantage or nothing, but the thing had holes all through it. We'd waited too long. We knew for a couple of years the brakes were getting bad, but we didn't think we had to do anything until, because we didn't get the brake light. You know, we were watching the idiot lights, and it was only when it really started squealing that I said, Ron, you got to get this thing in here. So, to make a long story short, my $800 computer went into $900 worth of new brakes for our van, which is by far more important, don't get me wrong. So, oh, you're so pretty. Sorry for that, but he is pretty. So anyway, well, I was sitting here thinking what to do. I can't get a new computer. The laptop just died. The old one, I already took the card out and put it away. I thought maybe I can rebuild it. I'm a tech. I've actually, in the military, I was a depot level tech, so I've rebuilt motherboards for that. I mean, that was a long time ago. That was back when you soldered the chips on yourself and that. So I got the card back out and put it back in, and it seemed okay. But it didn't overheat, but I couldn't get it to make the monitor work. And that's when I got smart, and I said, well, I've got this other monitor over here I watch TV on from the other computer. See, because I've got I got two computers up here. Oh, let me just show you. That's the one that went bad, and the other one next to it's the one that I watch TVs and videos and that off of. So anyway, now you can see me again. Ain't you just luckiest? So anyway, I got the bright idea to switch the inputs. And I ran it into my nice big monitor from the computer that was running my secondary, smaller, high-definition monitor. And the lights came on. Well, I'm getting older. The lights are dimmer than they used to be. So the monitor didn't work. Long story short, it was the monitor problem. The monitor didn't work. So now Ron's all upset. He wanted to go out and buy a new graphics card and a new monitor and all that stuff. And I said, hold on. I've already been wrong once here. You know, let me figure it out. So I did. I did a lot of checking. I got an old analog monitor out and set it up there, you know, next to where took the bad monitor away, and I ran the card from the one that I'd blog on to the secondary monitor, and it worked great. But there was just one problem. I'd already dumped it. It had no operating system or anything anymore. And I thought that was okay because I was going to use my laptop, which shorted out and doesn't work. So, well, what are you going to do? So the next 2 days, see, I told you this was going to take a while. This has been quite a while coming. If that piece of hair don't get out of my eyes soon, I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and fix it. So anyway, I spent the last 2 days with an analog monitor on one side, which I don't like. Ron wants to run out to Staples, the nearest store here. We've also got only one left, office store, and get me a brand new high definition monitor. Well, I think next payday we'll do that because there's a lot of stuff I watch that can't be done on an analog monitor. But this 9-year-old computer, after I started this morning reinstalling the actually I didn't start till afternoon because I didn't sleep all last night. Terrible sleeping problems anymore. But anyway, I started this afternoon. I put Windows 7 back on it and put the antivirus system and all the little stuff back on it. And then I downloaded Windows 10, and it seems to be working quite great. And the card's not overheating or anything. So apparently the whole problem was in that monitor. And that's sad because, I mean, it was a beautiful monitor, huge and big and that. But you know what? It's actually very good because you can get a nice big monitor nowadays for a lot cheaper than you can buy a computer. You know, I mean, you can get them for $120 to $40 to $170, the biggest and nicest monitors you want. So that's what we're going to do. At the same time, I got to go get new glasses. Because this pair that I was wearing when I first started out here doesn't have all the fancy things. This is my backup pair. And while they have the same prescription, they don't have the anti-glare or the other stuff, the tints and photo, whatever it is. You know, all that fancy stuff. So we got to do that. And On Wednesday, I go in for shots in my back. They're gonna be upset with me because my back is one heck of a knot. And so I'm gonna probably have to have anywhere from 14 to 18 shots. And trust me, I'm not a happy camper after that. They hurt like you wouldn't believe. Alrighty, so that's why I haven't been online. That's why I haven't been to anybody's blog. I love everybody's blog. I love Ark's. I love Nan's. I love just everybody's. And if I haven't mentioned your blog, it's not that I don't want to. It's just that there are so many blogs that I love that they kind of all, I got to go through the list of them. But you're all great people. I mean, I like the Pontificanator. And I got in trouble one time because I told somebody about him. And Jeff, you got me in trouble. I told somebody you got to go to the Pornificanator site. That didn't go over very good. Just think, just a little bit of pronunciation difference there. The divine part I didn't get. But anyway. So, people, that's what's been going on with me, and that's why I've not been online and why I've not been doing a lot. I'm feeling a lot better. The shakes that I take twice a day and the 2 vitamins and that, my blood is coming back up and I'm feeling so much better. And now I've got a computer and a computer screen. It's not perfect, I'll admit. I got to work on it here. I can see that some of the stuff ain't quite right. But now I got to go back through everybody's blog, and that's going to take me weeks. Because, see, I got to go through every blog, and I love to read the comments. I'm one of these guys that I love to read. I learned so much from you guys. So much. I read the blog, and then I read the comments, and I see how the flow goes. And I think, wow, I never thought of that. That was a good point, or this is a good thing, and I need to look up that. Well, then if I go on to some other site to look it up. Anyway, I'll be back on soon. I'll be back with all of you. Best wishes, lots of hugs. Thank you from Scotty.